that might be a tricky thing to farm bombs with, but we're getting started.
I'm pretty sure they're bad enough dudes to rescue Zelda, but we'll find out.
Not me. Oh, it's not going to be the fire rod, that's for sure.
No, but that helps because, you know, they could pick up the magic pots and the uncle escape. That gives them 2 shots with the fire rod in addition to whatever else they do find.
That as well, they also have a potential, and we got all crystals in the light world here with the, one of the red crystals in desert.
Yep. Nice thing to see, but we'll see where those pendants end up in the dark world.
This is starting to end up being a little too nice, and there's the bombs that we hoped for.
Yep. So it won't be quite as interesting because we'll see how much they use the bombs with the fire rod, but we'll see.
Yeah, with the limited amount of arrow, unless the magic drops are favorable, I am kind of hoping to see some bombs, though.
I mean, I think we'll see bombs potentially on that first blue guard, and maybe actually all the guards up until the Chain and Bolt guard. Then they might just end up fire rodding him or using pot strats, but more than likely going to want to they'll end up keeping 1 shot of fire rod for that rat, just because it's immensely easier to use the fire rod on that rat than trying to do bombs.
Yeah, I'd probably save my shots for the rat and then the ball and chain guard, just because of the 1-hit KO instead of having to go back and forth using weird strats.
Yeah, we'll see what they decide to do when they get down there, though. First is this blue guard. Oh, we're going to use the fire rod right away.
Flambe a la blue guard.
And we got a key in that first chest, so we got that one out of the way right away.
Yeah, once I get the map, it's going to be all item sailing, and it's going to... These early goings have been front-loading them quite a bit, so it gets pretty hype in that early going, see what they end up getting. And nice bomb throws, clearing them just at the same time.
Alright, gonna also use the fire rod on the blue guard, so maybe see them pick up magic pot, because there's a few locations in the escape sewers where you can grab them.
Yeah, because it's pretty irritating having to get that rat with bombs. Let me tell you, little thing, time-sensitive bombs, not fun.
Yeah, but look at the sink right now.
Always fun to say. It's like they're high-fiving each other just as they pass every single time that first jail cell door. And just 20 rupees in Zelda's chest, so excuse me, go ahead.
No, I was saying same thing as you, but Filia Bolt, it was actually a bomb start. They just ended up getting fire rod right away in Link's house. So, extra weapon to start with.
One of the comms I calmed for ended up having a sword right there, so it almost defeated the purpose of having that uncle start.
Yeah, then it just gives you an extra weapon. At that point, I'm sure you were hoping for something like hammer, because that's just one of those pieces of the puzzle to Dark World you don't have to worry about.
Quite true, but with this fire rod, they definitely don't have to worry about going to the back of Skull Woods if they have to, and that much closer to completing Desert with the light source.
Yeah, they're probably hoping to see a pendant on Skull Woods, maybe, but maybe not, because, you know, since you already have the fire rod, you can just complete it right away. Spooty actually got a small magic pot drop, so he might not even have to go out of his way to get any magic for that fire rod shot in the sewers.
Yeah, which is nice. There are a couple of pots on the way, but, you know, why go out of your way if you don't have to?
Yeah, it's not too much of a time loss to go do it, just a few seconds, but, you know, a few seconds here, a few seconds there. With races of this caliber, that might be the difference right there.
Indeed, though, the good part about that is at the early going, at least there's a lot of time to make up for things if something does go wrong, but with players of this caliber here, it's a little bit trickier.
Yeah, but I think another one of those things, especially, you know, getting that fire rod early and then being at bombs, is with the 10 bombs, you barely have to use any of them. You can go through Kakariko, and probably don't even have to buy bombs leaving Kakariko at that point.
Yeah, complete reckless abandon. I would assume they are going to want to hope to get a little bit more money for the bottle vendor so they don't have to pass him by, but kind of a small thing. Money is usually not that big of a deal in the early going.
Yep, using that fire rod on the rat. Easy kill, and we'll see what's in the back of the escape.
And there's some more money. And survey says... just a whole lot of love.
Whole lot of love in the map.
Yeah, so we'll definitely be seeing something in the sanctuary chest, but what it is, we'll see momentarily.
Both runners making really good time through the escape. You know, just above 6 minutes with checking those 3 chests. That's extremely good time. Oh, a mirror. You probably wanted that before.
Oh, goodness, yes. That is going to be incredibly handy. I've seen a few mirrorless runs, and it's one of those things you don't know what you got until you don't have it, and then you're going to have to rework your entire routing.
Yeah, I guess the one nice thing about not having to find the mirrors, you don't have to dip in a Swamp Palace at that point. But
precisely. But even if you do, it gives a little hand of being able to one-shot it instead of having to go back in and check both items in the Light World version.
This is true, but Tier 2 tree poles, bombs, and the bush crab was just 1 rupee, so definitely not going to need to worry about bombs then. Oh.
Couldn't
Quake.
see what was on the ledge.
It's Quake.
Oh, that still leaves Aga very up in the air.
Yep, until we're able to check for Misery Mire and Turtle Rock to see if they're pendants. We'll have to see. It's going to take a little bit of time.
And even then, you never know when Rando's going to roll a pendant dungeon to romp at you, so
Yep.
it could very well still be required.
This is true.
And one gets more arrows, the other does not. Yeah, there's been a thing I'd seen too with the Lumberjack Cave. I've seen some people don't even bother to check it until they get the boots. What do you prefer to do?
I like checking it just because it does give you that information, because then, you know, if you get the items for Aga early, you might even think about just running through it for your early Dark World access.
That is definitely a good point there. And we're going to see what is in Blind's Hut.
Good place to find a bottle. Get a little bit of rupees. We're going to need some more, though. Ooh, flippers, too.
Yeah, we got the bottle for Sick Kid. And flippers are always great to find early. More bombs can't hurt.
Yeah, why not? Just have some more bombs.
The shield I do personally kind of like. It's not really a vital sort of item. But once you get like another upgrade or two of it, it becomes a pretty boss thing to have and helpful.
Yeah, it's helpful if you find it early. If you start, you know, later in the seed, you're only looking for 1 or 2 items. At that point, you probably don't even care about finding shields, and then you see them, and you're like, yeah, I don't want this anymore. There's our some rupees for that bottle merchant, though.
Just in the nick of time.
And a lamp.
That's always nice to find it early, too. Sometimes it gets itself wedged into weird spots, like the Chain Chomp Room and Turtle Rock, so finding it early is nice, though I don't think any bear runners would have trouble with dark rooms. Blue mail from the bottle vendor. Yep. Useful.
Bottle vendor is the mail merchant.
Let's see what the crazy chicken lady is.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about early lamp, especially before I've seen any of the pieces to the puzzle for Dark World, is that thought of it potentially, you're looking at an egg seat at that point.
Yeah, it's kind of out of the way, though. As far as things go, Agassi's not too bad if you can kind of go through it quick, though it does set a couple of extra waypoints you got to think about.
But yeah, we still got plenty of places to check before even really worrying about if it's egg or not.
Oh yeah, we got our little swamp dam, mini Moldorm cave, maybe Ice Rod cave, and some of the flipper locations like Hobo.
Yeah, and I would actually see them doing Ice Rod Cave just because they have the flippers. Maybe not having the money for Zora. I don't know if they'll decide to go up there just yet, but you still do have 3 items you have access to up there without Zora.
Indeed. Speaking of tantalizing items, Green Rupee in the library. I'm sure they'll be going over that later.
Green Rupee's the best rupee.
Exactly. Use it and chuck it at enemies. Well, not really, but you kind of want to find some use for it. And now we're going to get our feet wet in Southern Hyrule.
Yep, get the dam check first. Spooty's setting up the mirror glitch with the blocks.
And a left ventricle into a full heal.
Very healthy seed so far. 11 minutes in, we're already at 8 hearts.
And blue mail, which a lot of runners have told me they like to at least have that before going into the Dark World, and I can't blame them.
Yeah, the monsters there without blue mail hit like trucks. Ooh, Book of Mudora.
Very soggy one, but that does lead into desert, so we might have some early Pyramid Fairy.
Well, and actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on my logic, they do have a fire rod. If they don't find any other weapons, I believe Landmolus is actually within logic right now.
Yeah, so long as it's not key locked.
True, it would need to not be boots locked, but we'll see.
Or boots locked, excuse me.
Which, technically key locks if one of the keys is there, but
6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Well, there's a sword. So now, if, we don't need boots for desert, Landmolus is definitely on the table.
Oh yeah, and it's interesting too, because then they can easily route Agina's cave in there. That one can be a really hard one to route, so that might actually have something in it.
Yeah, and I believe Makinx will get some bombs. Yeah, he'll get some bombs, because he actually used his last bomb, which was his last chance to get through the mini Moldorm cave. Thankfully, he got through it. Picks up some extra bombs in his sword. Probably happy to see that now that he has a weapon. He doesn't have to worry about resources.
Indeed, lucky moment for him there.
Oh yeah, and I forget, we actually need glove for Landmolus, that's right.
Could come across that soon enough, but I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of snuck in there to maybe see if it was boots locked at the very worst, at some point anyway.
We'll see. Just a piece of heart and the Ice Rod Cave, so we'll see. Spooty's not saving quitting, so I'm guessing he's planning on going up to check, at least Hobo, check the island. We'll see if he goes all the way up to Zora's area.
Yeah, with the lack of money, I don't think they'll be getting it unless they find a 300 rupee chest or something. So that might be held off a bit.
Looks like Makinx is going to be making the same play. We're about to see what Hobo has.
And drumroll, please. Bug catching net? Okay.
Oh, okay, Ego 1's on the table completely. We've got Swagnet.
And there's our flute. Whoa.
And I already have flippers and mirrors, so when we get to the Dark World, more than likely we have access to that flute.
So we should be seeing some early fly arounds here once I get to the Dark World. This, I say a lot of things are interesting, but this is particularly interesting.
Waterfall of Wishing has Samaria.
I know Phantom Ryu's going to be happy about that one if he's watching.
And we'll get a check on the Zora ledge.
And just some arrows or an arrow upgrade of some sort. Couldn't really tell by the color. I think it was an upgrade.
Yeah, it looked entirely yellow, so I think it was a quiver upgrade. So right now, as far as locations, other than Zora, we've got Agnes Cave, which that's where it actually looks like SpootyBiscuit's going to head, because then he'll go into Desert, because we do have the front half of Desert at the very least. And then we have Sahasrah's Closet as well as Eastern.
Yeah, I don't blame them for trying to check out all the other places before doing Aga, because, I mean, really, who wants to do Aga?
Yeah, and I think the only, and right now, Aga's still not on the table just yet. We'd either need the cape or another sword. But we're closer to that than we are just Dark World, because we don't have anything for Dark World just yet. Plus, we still have to find the Moon Pearl.
Oh yes, and that 20 rubies on the Desert Ledge is bringing us no closer to either.
Alright. And give a little bit of route change here. We've got Makinx heading to Sahasrah's. Spooty did not check Agnes Cave, which might be interesting if maybe the gloves are there, because he'd have to come back in a desert then if he wants to try to clear it, especially, you know, if we can clear it and when Molus. Uh-oh, Master Sword.
I smell an Aga seed, but I have seen people go out the right side of Desert, the not often used one, and then just kind of hop over to Agina, not Aghanim, Agina before saving and quitting and doing whatever.
Yeah, which does make sense. The only, you know, because the chance of there being a gloves there isn't the greatest, but it's still there, because then you have to go through the cutscene again to get back in a desert if you want to go back there to finish Land Molas off.
We'll have to see if Meyer's on the table for that one.
Yeah, but going off of Spooty, I believe he found the big keys, so this dungeon is not boots locked.
We'll have to see if there's vanilla power gloves here, though. Only 2 items in Desert, but 3 in Eastern.
Yeah, and he's not... Oh, okay, he's doing this for the... I see what he's doing. He's doing this for the warp with the mirror, then you'll check the big chest.
Very clever maneuvering. I like that. And that's the kind of play we're seeing here at the 5-and-1s. Very, very good routing.
Yep, nothing important on the torch, just have a map.
That's always a fantastic sight to see in any seed.
Yep, and red meringue in Eastern.
Moon Pearl in Desert.
Okay. So yeah, Lanmo has an item. Need gloves to get to him. But at this point, unless you find... Even if you find gloves, it really doesn't unlock... You get a couple items to unlock... Or no, you get about 4 items up on Death Mountain, because you have access to Hera right now.
That is true.
Just bombs. I think we're missing one more item in Eastern, so unless it's progression, this is Aga 1. And considering Makinx didn't check that chest, that means the big key is going to be back here.
And things is getting excited, and Spooty is on the way to Eastern to follow suit.
Yeah, because for Spooty, other than Zora, this is all he's got now. So he can't do just yet he can't do Aga, but he's gonna go into Sash for his closet, and we'll see how he feels after that.
Still won't be the worst thing for time if it is Aga. I've seen some nice Jet Aga seeds before.
And from Spooty's play, he's just done. He's going straight to Aga.
Sometimes it's a gamble on whether you want to cut your losses and go home, and that was the right play.
Yep, Aga 1 is the play. So regardless of whether we needed that Quake Medallion later in the seed, need to do this for Aga and Dark World access.
So I think that leads me to believe that Quake Medallion is going to be needed. So I would assume we're going to be finding the Pegasus boots sooner than later.
I mean, maybe. The boots really could be in a lot of locations. Because, you know, Quake could only technically lock Mire or Turtle Rock, so...
Which is quite true. If we do need the medallion, though, it'll be interesting to see whether the logic wants you to complete it sooner than later. Either that or the logic will be incomprehensible to man and make you go into a whole lot of strange places. We never know with Rando. That's the fun part.
Yeah, that's true, but... See, I wonder when they go through Aga 1, we'll see what they decide to do, because Flute's available right away, so I'm sure they're going to go get that, but I wonder if they'll check things... You know, they're obviously going to check Pyramid since it's right there, but maybe checking Catfish or dipping into Pod before grabbing the Flute.
I think if it were me, I'd dip into Pod, because I would kind of want to work in getting some extra rupees and stuff before I check Catfish, so that way if I did have to check Zora, I could mirror back and then pay him and hopefully not get life lessons.
Yeah, this is true. Kovabro, Master Sword does open tablets, but we don't have access to either of the tablets. We don't have Death World, or don't have Dark World access to get to the Bombos tablet, and we don't have Death Mountain access to get to Ether.
I can see them checking Bombos tablet on the way back to Desert, though, so that wouldn't be a bad way to route that back in.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Ranger Void, they will have Dark World when they finish Aga, but they will not be able to get to the location for Bombo's tablet. They're only actually going to have access originally to the pod area, because they don't have either the hook shot or the hammer.
Then they are going to need gloves to check the Catfish area too, so I'm thinking Pod's going to have our gloves.
I mean, gloves could be on Death Mountain too, because Flute does give us access to Death Mountain.
Quite true, but until we get those gloves, no glove, no Dark World love. Well, I guess hammer too, but yeah.
Yep, question in chat, where was Pearl? There's Pearl right there.
Shiny ball of no bunny, and I think that Makinx making his way to Aga now.
Yeah, he doesn't have any other than Zora, so you'd be risking a lot just farming rupees just to go check Zora. It's a better gamble, and you're probably going to think, what's my opponent doing? And the chance of them farming rupees for just Zora, rather than a seed where you're literally missing every item still for a normal Dark World access outside of Aga.
Yeah, there are times when cutting your losses is the safe bet, and Spooty giving Aga some flashes like, I never wanted to see you. Smelly magician.
Yeah, nobody really wants to see Aga 1, but sadly, sometimes it's just what you got to do.
At least it went fast. Not a whole lot of blue balls from what I saw, and 300 rupees.
Yep, there's the Zora money, but we still have to go into pod, so lose some of that, but there's plenty of money to be found in pod.
Yeah, I'm gonna be losing, but sorry, go ahead.
I was like, assuming it's not bowl locked, but they do have the green potion if they need to potion glitch it if they want.
That potion glitch is a pretty sweet glitch to see. I've seen it a couple of times in my runs, in my comm matches, and it looks pretty cool, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, looks like Spooty's going to go straight for the flute.
Yeah, that's going to blow a lot of stuff wide open now, including, hey, we're going to have our Death Mountain access.
Yeah, Mind Distorter, the potion glitch is a glitch in pod, right before the room over on the right side of pod where you need to kill the Igors. Or, no, Mimics, not Igors. The Mimics that typically you need the bow for. The room before it, if you use a potion while moving left and then hug the right wall while going into the bombable wall, you actually unlock the camera in that room to where you can get all the Mimics to go to the left side where they're off screen and it thinks you killed them and unlocks the door.
And Spooty going for Zora already. Interesting play.
That is interesting because if you don't find, I mean, chance of not finding anything on Death Mountain, probably not likely. But if not, you do have to farm rupees to get in a pod then. Because that means something's got to be in pod.
At least farming rupees for pod is quicker than farming rupees in, life lessons indeed.
Well, you get the quiver, you get the best quiver upgrade, but probably not what you're looking for when spending 500 rupees.
No, that's an expensive quiver. Fleece, fleece. Zora's made of wool.
I mean, I do like the play still, because you were right in the area, and Zora was really the only thing you had left there outside of Catfish. And maybe you're just wondering, you know, that was my one last location I could check in the light world. What if it did have something?
Hopefully Catfish doesn't have a whole lot there, otherwise you're going to have to slog back there, and it's hard to route in anyway, so we'll have to see if he gambles going to Catfish or not.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I was still looking for a glove upgrade, which is, you know, kind of strange. You think about it, we're almost 30 minutes in the seat, have yet to see any gloves.
The seed will not give them a hand except for the Wall Master type, it seems like.
But Swag Duck has been unlocked and the goose is loose.
Fly the Swag Duck Airlines, folks. And we'll be getting our item from our resident old man here. Let's see what it is. You have earned a little bit of his love, but you cannot call him Grandpa.
Nope, no calling him Grandpa yet. And I was going to say, based on, you know, what chat said, Spooty might look like he's in the lead right now, but Makinx did check the entirety of Eastern Palace that he could, and the big key is in its vanilla location. So even when SpootyBiscuit does go back, he's going to have to check the entire dungeon. So it's really not that much of a time loss for Makinx, that because of where the big key was. He'll be able to just run in there with the bow and go after Armos right away.
If he's lucky enough to find the silver. Oh, hey, there's our other map check. I think I saw a pendant in Turtle Rock. Yeah.
Yep. Turtle Rock and Ice Palace. Thieves Town was also our red pendant.
And Swamp Palace has our other red crystal. Cool.
Yeah, it didn't look like there's anything important. And inside Spectacle Rock or on top of Spectacle Rock, we'll see Ether Tablet.
Well, that's pretty important.
there's the rest of Death Mountain. On the Light World side, at least.
Always nice to find that hammer. That's another kind of elusive item, but very important for progression.
Makinx actually is making the play in a pod, so it's not bow locked.
Yeah, we'll have to see where that glove is and find out. The thing is, too, the gloves are progressive, so they could find it in 2 different locations and still be okay. In theory, anyway. And Spooty going for a copy break.
Yep, just another key there. Got a couple more chests we can check, and then depending on how the keys are set up here, which we'll see if we can go all the way to the back or one of those small keys is bow locked.
I do love the nickname of Pod also being called Mullet Dungeon, and just for the sake of keeping it not key locked, it is true.
Yep, Mullet Mansion.
Business in the front, party in the back, and there's more of our business there.
Yep, keys. So gonna have probably quite a few items in the back. So all we've actually found are keys. So Mullet Mansion living up to its name.
Key.
Maybe that's why the monkey's called Kiki.
You make a valid point I've never thought of. I like it. There's one of our 2 hair items there, just 10 arrows.
Who unfortunately takes that fall there, trying to set up the bomb jump's gonna fall 2 floors.
That's double floor falls are always incredibly frustrating.
Yep, and Makinx is picking up as many rupees as he can, gets the big key.
Yeah, it's pretty useful to find all those rupees there in Pod. It's one of those things you blow through there so much, you kind of forget they're there.
Cape. And I was thinking about it, but I believe that small little hellway there that you can just avoid, basically, I believe it only is going to have a key. Let's see, 300 rupees.
Makinx is going to have no further problems with money, just a compass there, and let's find out what's in that big chest. And speaking of big chests, Spooty opens his in Hera and just finds a piece of heart, so both items are not really that great for Hera.
Nope, piece of heart and 10 arrows, nothing needed. Just a map in the big chest, so that's it. So as far as Pod, anything important is bow locked.
But the crystal that's coming up is one of the most important progressive items of all, and Trolldorm here is going to do whatever it can to make their lives very much heck.
But Spooty doesn't allow it.
Yeah, it wasn't doing much this time, but we'll have to see next time around.
Where is Makinx going? So I don't think he went to go get the... I'm pretty sure he didn't go get the flute yet.
I kind of think that's what he's realizing now.
Yeah, but you have to go to Dark World, and his only access currently is... Oh, he's going to Zora probably himself now.
Yeah, as soon as I saw him skip the island, I was like, yeah, that's probably where he's going now.
And I miss what's on the floating island on Death Mountain, but...
Yeah, I didn't see that one myself, sadly.
I guess it's just interesting to see him leave the Dark World when he knew Flute was there, and he has access to Flute, and now he's going to have to go all the way back there to get to the Flute.
Well, and now that you've defeated Aga 1 and you have the mirror, if you go to the Dark World, you do warp back right to Pyramids, so not the biggest of time losses, but still kind of a curious play there.
Yeah, gets his quiver upgrade. And chat catching it, we had 20 rupees on the floating island, so nothing important there.
Just seeing red again, and with 27 of those, that's possible to find there. Later on, that's just because something of sort of a troll item.
There's our gloves and a shovel.
Looks like that's the gardening portion of Paradox Cave. So now we have the Kakariko entrance and the swamp entrance to the Dark World available now.
Yep, that was it. And I mean, even if they wouldn't have found the gloves, the hammer technically gave them access to all of the Dark World except Catfish, pretty much. Well, no, not quite. They couldn't get to Thieves Town. Would have given them access towards the swamp area, though.
Kind of a lame Paradox Cave there, except for the Power Glove. So, but who knows? Maybe our Fetch Quest shovel could have something.
Yeah, it's possible. I wonder if Makinx forgot he can get the flute right now.
Maybe, but I think he might be running up to the castle to go into the Dark World to get that. That could very well be a play.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking at his items, so he's got to be thinking what he can do. But that's, at this point, that's the only location he has access to. Spooty is heading to Skull Woods, so you might just go right for it.
Yeah, Makinx seems a little confused there.
Yeah, he didn't forget where the flute was, because he swam by it twice. He just saw it a couple minutes ago on his way up to Zora. I think he remembered now that he's able to get the flute.
Sometimes if you have a memory like me, it does make the runs a little bit tricky. Can't say whether that's the case or not, but I know when I get confused, it's because I blame my short-term memory. What were we doing again?
No, he's going back to the pod area. He got everything he could out of pod without doing the potion glitch, but anything he does in there is a sequence break at this point. And yeah, potentially we could be getting a pet check on Spooty's side. He's got mirror and book.
Pet still ain't dead. I haven't even been remotely thinking about go mode in this early going, so we'll have to keep things open. And Mothula taking some hits up at the top, which nullifying the damage the way Mothula is coded. That makes the fight even hairier, but Spooty shows Mothula no mercy regardless.
Yeah, it gets one of the items as well, which, you know, maybe not the most friendly with the heart piece, especially with the health refill, since you're going to wait for your entire magic to refill. But now you're only looking for one of the items, and you know, if it's in the back here as well, makes Skullwoods really quick.
I've noticed a tendency for at least one item to be in the back like that, so it's not a bad idea that if you can go all the way to the back first, to just do it and work your way forward. And Makinx with the potion glitch. Very nicely done. do it anywhere else, though, and that's a very big tournament no-no.
Well, the back did have the second item. It's the mitts.
Oh, getting the mitts on the mitts. I love it. And not only that, get hyped for ped check.
Oh, bomb storage.
Ped is dead. Sorry, chat. Hate to burst your hope bubble, but so it is written on the pedestal.
I mean, chat can't be that mad. They got their Ego 1.
But chat always wants Ped. They're always out for blood.
Well, of course, it's like Ego 1. It's like, well, what's the worst thing that could happen? Why not give him a Ped 1, 2? Yeah, I really feel like Makinx he doesn't know that he can actually get to that flute right now. Yeah, my Infinite Zero, more than likely the Ice Rod is not going to be required unless Trinex has something or that green pendant leads to something.
And a big 20 in the chess game, which definitely disappointing. And not a bad idea here from Spooty to at least open up Thieves Town. If nothing else, you get 4 chests with a potential of 3 items, because the other one of them's got to be the big key. So, not a bad call.
There's Ether. And yeah, especially, you know, the first 4 chests in Thieves Town, they really do not take very long to check. And then even with the mirror, they can almost be considered overworld items with how quick you can check those locations.
If he does decide to go farther in, it is at least full clearable, regardless of its status as Pendant or Crystal Dungeon, so that's a possibility.
Yep, very possible.
And here we go, and hopefully Makin figures out sooner than later to that, hey, you can reach that.
Yeah, he's just got to be retracing his steps and thinking, did I forget a chest somewhere? What did I do?
Yeah, that's tough. The island can be very situational. I've only seen a couple of races where it has been really useful, but the one other time it has, it was the bow there.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen important items there before, but usually it's not when Pod, you know, or Ega 1, it was your only Dark World access. And then, you know, that just being where you have to go. Because usually if it's that's your access, usually there's just something in Pod at that point. But in this case, that's the play, and you have all the items.
And it doesn't seem there's too much there in the front of Thieves Town, so Spooty, go home.
Yep, nothing important. Not going to go to the back, see if there's anything back there just yet.
I did like that really clever tree bonk, though, from Spooty to get out of there a little bit faster. Just really neat move. And heart container, not too bad.
No, I'm still gonna grab. Yeah, gonna grab it. Why not? It's a heart.
Extra health is always good. And we're gonna be getting our smithy check. And definitely some hammer pegs in there too, because why not?
Yep, sadly you just got to do it the slow way.
I have seen it in a race where you don't have to bonk all of them necessarily, just certain ones. Somebody did that, and that actually surprised me.
I don't believe it's just certain ones. I don't know entirely. It's the game keeps track of how many have actually been pounded, and it's like the zone. You're not actually changing the area when you go to the light world. So if you hit like 9 of them, I don't know how many there are off the top of my head, but if you hit 9 of them, then when you come back, you have to hit 9 less, and it'll open up anyways.
Interesting. I did not know that. I have learned something new today. And what are we gonna get?
A little bit of love.
A little bit of organ donation, indeed.
I think Makinx finally realized that he can get that because he grabbed the mirror and he's mirroring. What?
No.
Oh, he thinks he forgot something in the escape now.
Oh no. Oh jeez. That's rough. In the meantime, we'll at least see what Stumpy has for us. Oh no, we're gonna make the shuffle check here too.
Yeah, skips by Stumpy. 50 rupees. He's gonna grab that. He is short on rupees, only at 53, so.
Has Spooty gone into pod yet?
No, he did not dip pod.
Well, now has enough money too, because you do need 110 to at least get in, so long as you don't get hit on the way with Kiki. Oh, look at that! Temper in Cave 45.
Yep, that's the story that you're happy to see.
The boost in attack power from Master to Tempered is incredible.
Yeah, not to mention you don't have to worry about spinning Ganon to death. Well, maybe, but not as many spins.
Yeah, because it is such a pain in the butt. Master Sword Ganon can be one of the hardest things you can do in the game. And here's hoping Makinx actually goes back to the island. Hopefully better late than never realizing it, but he's got to be really feeling really behind at this point. I mean, wow. Ouch.
I'm trying to think where else we might have progression at this point.
Oh, is he going back into... No, wait a second. I think he realized it now.
Yep, I think he just realized it when he walked by. He's like, I can get in the water here. Yeah, I think he was on his way back to pod there. It's like, I must have missed the chest in pod. Then walk through, and it's like, wait a second, there was a way to get in the water here. I'd be able to get this flute.
Thank goodness, better late than never, I guess.
Yeah, so he's going to activate that, and we'll see where he goes. Really, it only opens up Death Mountain for him, so he's going to head up there right away.
And here is it Hype Cave or not? After we pickpocketed our little guy there in the front. And 3 out of 10.
Yeah, not really. So now the interesting thing on Spooty's side, as far as items, I believe he has catfish. Trying to think what else he has. He's got catfish, swamp. The first 4 chests in swamp. I guess he's got the mire area.
Yeah.
Potentially Misery Mire itself.
Let's see if it's Quake.
Guess desert is completely open now. Nope. That ether. So yeah, can get into Misery Mire.
Yeah, I can pretty much full clear it if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you've got Samaria, so yeah, you can full. Actually, no, they don't have hook shot. There's Ice Rod. They don't have hookshot or boots. They can't get into Mire. They can open it.
Oh, that's right. Yes, because I don't have the boots as well. Good call. Thank you. I almost forgot about that.
Is going to dive in here and go after Landmolus, who does have one item still. Plus, it's one of the crystals we need.
Who knows? Could have what you need. Be sort of a weird... Well, not necessarily under the doormat, but maybe in a drawer in the house somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe Landmolus has the boots or the hookshot, and you can do Misery Mire while you're here.
A possibility indeed. Superb Landmolus clear by Spooty. And just gets a piece of heart, so no jumping into Mire at this point. But crystal number 3 is pretty sweet to get, so cool.
Makinx getting his hammer.
We'll hammer in the morning and the evening. Let's see what Checkerboard Cave holds for us.
Mire needs ether, and it's actually a crystal. Cane of Burnout, which she's going to nope out of.
Probably at this point, doesn't have cape, but I don't know. Could be something in Spike Cave that maybe of a hold up. So small chance, but possible.
And Spooty's going to do, and I'm guessing he's going to go into Eastern as well, but he's going to do the Eastern Pod, which we know isn't going to pay off for him. So this does give Makinx a chance to catch up a little bit here.
That's why it's always good when, if there are some mistakes, better to get them early and out of the way so there's at least that chance of catching up.
Yeah, we've got plenty of places to check for progression right now, but...
And just remember, too, that the cape is actually in pods, so it'll open up Spike Cave for him anyway.
Yeah, Spike Cave is within logic. He just doesn't have the items, you know, to be within logic for him at the moment, but it is within logic of the game.
And thankfully for Makin too, it's a quick dungeon. Although Spooty completed it, quick dungeon to catch up, and will get his first crystal.
Yeah, and it's just like this. You know, chat just pointed this out, and this is interesting to point out. With Makinx, you know, finding so long to find the flute, he probably feels incredibly behind at the moment. So you might see him, you know, make gambles and do things that you wouldn't normally see, like. Because right now we know as far as this, there has to be progression either in Swamp Palace, which you don't have a hookshot for, Ice Palace, which again, you don't have a hookshot for, or up on Dark Death Mountain.
There's still plenty of places to check. Makin doing a good job in getting that bomb jump that Spooty didn't, so that that shaves a few seconds off there.
Yes.
Just don't fall in that hole, that middle hole, Makin.
Yeah, I think he did a normal slash, so I think he's gonna get. Oh, never mind. So down goes Trolldorm.
Trolldorm not getting a chance to live up to his namesake today, but who knows? There may be the sound of chittering elsewhere. But yeah, very, very clean Tower of Hera go through there. So well done, Makin.
Yeah, and Spooty also did the potion glitch to check back here. Doesn't find anything really important. So he'll be same place as Makinx. We'll here have it full cleared, with the exception of King Helmasaur.
So yeah, we gotta wonder where that darned bow is.
I don't want to be the one to say it, but I'm going to do it anyways. Bow's in Turtle Rock.
Oh, that could very well be, and man, wouldn't that be a hoot if you were right?
Well, I'm just looking at it like this. Turtle Rock at this point could very well be within logic fully clearable. We've got Ether. We have, or actually we don't have Boots, but it could be Quake, and if Boots are available, which chances are they are, you know, we could have access to Turtle Rock.
An early Turtle Rock is not usually one that a player wants to see.
No, but it will be interesting to see because, you know, looking at where we have progression, you know, like I said, it's Ice Palace, which you don't have a hookshot for, so potentially Ice Palace might not be completely within logic. You've got Swamp Palace, which isn't completely within logic because we can't clear it, or Turtle Rock, which actually is fully within logic if you can get in there.
I would not be surprised if either of our runners, once Makin gets submits, if he gives it a check, but it shall remain to be seen.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, you know, where Spooty goes when he's done with these two dungeons. Because, like, if you check your overworld before dungeons, you'll be up on Dark Death Mountain. And if you can go inside Turtle Rock with all the items you have, do you just dive it at that point and think, maybe, well, you know, it's the green pendant. It's already 6 items without it being the green pendant, plus the green pendant makes it 7. That's really enticing compared to 2 dungeons that might not even be fully clearable within logic.
Yeah, I mean, just the numbers game working out, that's a very big possibility. Because you get the 5 items in the dungeon, you get Mimic Cave to check on the way, too. Love those odds.
Oh, we are going to get a check we haven't seen before. Makinx is going back. He's going to check Spike Cave.
Ooh, yes, this could very well be the play to make up some time for him. Get your drum roll in Spike Cave, because let's hope the foot acupuncture is worth it. No, sadly.
Nope, just 10 arrows.
Oh, disappointing.
And Spooty is up to 14 hearts at this point. Alright, Makinx, where are you going to go at this point?
If I had to take a guess, I would be thinking he's going into Skullwoods as well.
Actually, now that I think about it, there's one more place I forgot about that might have progression.
Where's that?
Back of Thieves Town.
Good point as well. Yes, we saw Spooty go into it, but not really go any farther into it. So, be curious to see if Makin makes the gamble.
Yeah, and one of the main things Makinx is going to have to do soon is he's going to need to go into Skullwoods, because we've got the mitts there. And you need to kill Mothula anyways. And
yeah, I had a feeling that's what he was doing here, so...
yep.
Good use of that hammer, bonking away at the enemies there. And gonna check the front first.
Which I don't really blame him, because the chance of you finding one of the items here is pretty good. Just in this case, you know, Spooty got really lucky when it comes to both items, one being on Mothula, the other being on the chest all the way in the back.
Yeah, it is situational and something you don't often see, but it's one of those things where if you're taking a gamble, you either hope it does or completely does not happen. Either way, though, Skullwoods is a pretty quick dungeon regardless, so unless you're like me and have horrible luck and have to do the back of it 6 times, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, and the worst chest to get, they have Canis and Mario for at this point, so it's, you know, a quick chest to get to.
Yeah, I always hate having to do that room without Cane of Samaria, so that's a big relief right there. And ooh, Makin going for a bomb jump over here. Not too hard a one to hit, but yield good results. You do need a key anyway in the back, so hey, why not?
Yep, and we're about to see if Turtle Rock is open or not, or, you know, if it's boots locked, or if we're looking for bombos.
Or if we're looking for boots to go grab Quake and then come back. Let's see. Oh, I called it. I calls them like I sees them.
So as much as you want to see the boots, I think at this point you just don't want to see boots for the rest of the seed.
You don't really need boots to complete the rest of the game for the most part, but they are an awful nice thing to have, kind of like the mirror. Unless you have to go to Swamp. Oh, hello, Boots.
Oh, Boots. Hi, how are you?
You curse them, commentator. How dare you? It's Spooty checking in here. Hilariously, I have seen the hook shot in that one accessible chest once, so remote possibility. But just bombs.
Yep, just bombs. But yeah, I've also seen that too, so yeah, we'll see. Spooty's going to go to Spike Cave, going to get his 10 arrows, and we'll see what he decides to do, because Turtle Rock's open.
I would imagine, I know some players like to save Turtle Rock for as last as absolutely possible, especially if it's a crystal, because and then it's just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Ganon's tower. But in this case, where it's a pendant, you really don't want to have to go into it if you don't want to.
Yeah, that's true.
Makinx using those 2 keys to just blaze right through and not have to worry about anything.
But yeah, as far as locations, Boots opens up Bonk Rocks and King's Tomb. That's it. And I'm not sure, I don't think... Oh, that's right. Never mind. Myers open now, too.
Yeah, hey, if you can full clear a dungeon, full clear a dungeon. That's what I say, especially if it's crystal.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm not sure if either runner's actually checked Bumper Cave yet, or the Graveyard Ledge. So there's a few items up there now.
Yeah, neither of them has checked it yet, so that could be a way they go.
And everybody, thanks Spooty for the bird toss.
Be more hilarious if it did somersaults. I'll let you fill in the pun on that one. Ooh, lucky grab for Spooty. Full magic.
Yeah, that does help. Alright, and Makinx gonna make the kind of the same play as Spooty did at this point. Gonna check the mire area first. Probably come in and finish desert while he's here.
Not a bad idea. He's crystal-wise catching up on Spooty.
And we do not have a God Mire.
And but yeah, that if that big key was there and you could full clear it, or if you were just go moding it, if you're one of the 2% of people who can hover, there's a perfect opportunity for it.
Yeah, and I guess actually Makinx, this is interesting because he doesn't have ethers, so I mean, he couldn't even open up Mire even if he was able to get in here with everything else.
Oh, we got rocked out of the back of desert there. Lame. Especially when you just get on a piece of it and the game makes you go back. It's like, no, try again. It's like, you're rude.
It's like, but the rest of my feet are here.
There's our big key. 2 items in Mire, though. I don't blame Spooty for just going ahead and full clearing it, especially where we still have a bow to go.
Yeah, I mean a bow as well as hookshot. And, you know, the other places you're looking at going after this, outside of the overworld locations that Boots opened up, you know, you're looking at either dungeons that are not completable, not fully within logic, or Pendant Turtle Rock.
Or, you know, just thinking about it, how possible is Ice Palace at this point?
Ice Palace is completable, but depending on key placement, it's not fully within logic.
Fair, yes, because with hookshot being that possibility. Yeah, and if you want to go out of logic, there are some pretty tricky bomb jumps in that area to learn.
Yeah, definitely.
I would expect our runners here would have little problem with it, but for somebody like me who's still kind of working on it, that can be a dicey way to go.
Yeah, it can be. And I don't know, it's just like with the way everything's kind of falling into place, it almost feels like Turtle Rock's the play. Just, you know, you've needed Quake, and then you find the boots to go get Quake, and you have literally every item to go complete it at this point.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do what you don't want to do, but Mire's showing some love where misery loves company.
Yeah, Makinx also going to say nope to the Cane of Burna.
Yeah, I don't blame him. He got the cape, not really necessary.
Makinx, he's making Ice Palace. He's doing the Ice Palace play.
Might be one of those come from behind gambles. He can fully complete it if he can land that bomb jump if the keys don't fall into the right place. So this is a cool gamble.
Oh, never mind.
Board.
Yeah, I think he thought it was a crystal.
Actually, come to think of it, I thought it was 2. Whoops.
Yeah, I was going to say, him gambling Ice right now is a huge gamble because he has done, like, almost no Dark World at all. He hasn't checked Hype Cave, hasn't checked Cave 45, any of that. He hasn't done really anything because he didn't even dip into Thieves Town.
Yeah, that is a good point, too. I had my own little pen and paper tracker mislabeled. Now I'm not as big on that play, but Spooty is about to go keep his eye on this boss here.
I see what you did there.
No bow or silver arrows, so no clear eyes, but I don't think I'll... yeah, he's not having much problems, so nothing to worry about there. Makin feeling the disappointment of today's Gripe Cave.
Alright, Misery Meyer down on Spooty's side. Has red mail.
Always nice to find on your way, and we are now congratulating Spooty on his 4th crystal. Makin is... got 3 at the moment, but still very much needs to check things. So that's kind of rough for him. Incredibly, Spooty with 15 hearts already. This is definitely healthy.
Alright, judging by where Spooty's going, I think he's heading back into Thieves Town.
Yeah, it's definitely the quicker of the checks, so I don't blame him on that one. We do know Ped's out, so at this point, if the seed makes him dip into the pendant dungeons, it is just being its trolly little self. Ooh, I think we're finally getting our bumper cave check, and maybe some of our other graveyard checks too.
Yep, I think he's going to do North Dark World, and then we'll see, because I don't think Catfish has been checked either. Actually, now that I think about it, that is accessible. He might be thinking about Turtle Rock, because he's grabbing Quake.
That too. But I say while Spooty's over here, at least go grab some of the stuff there. And a small consolation, at least with it being an Agaseed, and there's Makinx's Ether. But at least with this being an Agaseed, it wasn't a yank the chain kind of Agaseed, where it was like, oh hey, you don't have to do Aga all, and then it goes, haha, just kidding, and then yanks the chain.
Well, I mean, this could be a huge thing too. That the game is like, hey, here's Turtle Rock. You have everything for it this early. Nothing else is completable or potentially fully within logic. What you want to do, and then nothing's in Turtle Rock. But I still think the bow's there.
I still think something's there myself. It's just kind of a matter of when they want to go grab it. Because what you want to do in Rando is less important than what Rando wants you to do, sadly. So, unfortunately, Rando has that priority. It's also mean it likes to laugh in your face, so, but we all know that at this point.
More money in the graveyard. Let's see what's in King's Tomb next. Don't think he's planning on checking Catfish, considering he didn't take his portal back there.
I feel like somebody checked Catfish earlier, but that might have been just my imagination acting up again.
Overlord Gajeel. The brackets are going to be beginning next week. We are on the final week, which will end on Sunday. At that point, there's going to be I'm not sure how many 4 and 3s are going to end up making it, but all the 5 and 2s, 6 and 1s, and 7 and 0s will meet up with the 12 pre-qualifiers, and our brackets will start.
That's what all that bracket is, folks.
Yep, 128-person bracket. But Spooties, this is the play to Turtle Rock.
I don't blame him. I think he's finally just giving in and being like, all right, Turtle Rock's where I gotta go. Might as well bite the bullet and do it.
Yeah, and I mean, this is probably the biggest chance for Makinx to make time, and this would be where nothing's in Turtle Rock. And with Makinx's route, potentially he might be thinking about this, diving into Swamp Palace. And if he would find something like both Hookshot and Bow, in Swamp Palace. He would be in go mode at that point.
If that was the case, that would be huge. I'm talking fee-fi-fo-fum huge here. And Makinx getting temper, though I think he was, I think he's having a bit of a temper already with the way the sea was things were kind of going there a little earlier.
Yeah, that's potential, but like I said earlier, he might make bigger gambles in comparison to Spooty, knowing he's probably well behind. He's just got to do something that nobody else would really think about doing. And, you look at right now, what would be the biggest gamble? Probably either heading into Ice Palace or Swamp Palace, not going to Turtle Rock when it's accessible.
Yeah, it would be tough to double dip into Swamp, but if there's something like B key on the left side anyway, it might not be that big of a time loss anyway, because Spooty would have to go in and do that left side anyway.
Nope, I thought he was going back to the portal. I thought he was making the play to Swamp, but there's Hookshot though.
Yeah, that's definitely the play to make there, and Spooty noping out.
Yeah, which I don't blame him for this, because at this point now, we're in bow mode. We just need the bow. Swamp Palace is completely open. It's the 5/6 crystal as well. You've got 6 items in Swamp. You found the Hookshot fairly early on in Turtle Rock, so really the only time you're losing is the walk back up Death Mountain to get back into Turtle Rock.
Quite true, and oh goodness.
But the one thing that Spooty also left behind, which might have been a decent idea to check, you had 3 more chests in Hookshot Cave that were opened up.
That's quite true as well. I wonder if Makin will remember that, and if the bow is there, then that in itself could just make a huge catch-up time difference.
Yeah, because Hookshot, gives you full access to Swamp, also gives you full access to Ice Palace now too.
I feel like Spooty is thinking about just trying to blow through as many dungeons as soon as he gets the opportunity to. I think that's, I get a feeling that's what his play is.
Yeah, which isn't a bad play whatsoever. This is a crystal dungeon. You have to come in here anyways. It's just the main thing is this is one of those dungeons that if you can run it in go mode, you save a lot of time, because you're not going to skip left side looking for only one item.
And just the bombs there is one of our 6 Swamp Palace items. Aside from GT and I believe Escape, Swamp has the largest amount of items you can possibly get in it.
Yeah, I mean, Swamp and Turtle Rock with the mirror are the most amount of items you can get. So they're both 6. In this case, they're worth even more because Turtle Rock's green pendant, Swamp is also a 5/6 crystal, so 6 items in the dungeon, plus it unlocks 2 more when you finish with it since Desert's already completed.
Wouldn't it be rough, though, if the bow was on Sahasrara the whole time?
Do I still get half credit for calling bow and Turtle Rock then at that point?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
I gave you 3/4, actually, just because.
I believe that's our second item on the Swamp with a 50 rupees.
Not too bad there, and Spooty looking to get the crystal first, and Makin going north here. I think this would be a good time to say with the way our runners are going, it's definitely worth giving them a follow. So if you haven't already, give Spooty and Makinx a follow. They've been doing a great job so far, regardless, and just throughout the tournament. So I feel they've earned your love. Show them some love.
Yeah, definitely go ahead and throw them a follow. And as far as Spooty's play inside Swamp Palace, it's usually the common play when you're looking for only one item. If you don't find anything, you just dip back in.
Not a bad idea. And Butter Sword. And there's the big key. So bosses, watch out. There's a lot of cholesterol you're going to be having to take in here.
Alright, let's see where Makinx goes right away finding that Quake.
In this case, it was a good thing they checked Lumberjack Cave, because they might have been searching for a Quake for a while, had one or both of them not.
Well, I mean, potentially they might have even be looking for Quakes. They'd be going everywhere else, because they might have dipped ice, they might have done swamp without the hook shot.
Precisely, very gutsy maneuvers. There's our Bombos.
The one medallion you don't need. Does make certain parts of Ice Palace a lot easier, though.
Yeah, I always at least use my Bombos medallion on Cold Snare. Whether it saves time or not, I like the one-hit KO and the magic savings.
Okay, so Makinx actually made up a lot of time. He got the boots, you know, checked the one space in Hookshot Cave, and immediately decided, you know, check the boots locations, and then just decided I'm going right to Turtle Rock at this point.
Yeah, this is some pretty good catch-up work from Makin. I mean, fantastic. This is making it a whole lot more exciting now. Not that it wasn't exciting before, but you know what I mean. And Argus showing some fancy tentacle work there. And Spooty giving him what for as the explosions go on. And just a big 20 for his efforts. But crystal number 5... Yeah, crystal number 5 is pretty sweet, so yes.
Yeah, Argus didn't want to be made into calamari.
Or a peanut butter and jellyfish sandwich.
Spooty's... I don't... Okay, we did find all the swamp items. So it's like... Okay, so the left side, yeah, was compass and map according to chat, so...
Good news from there, and is going right up to Pyramid to check Fat Fairy.
Yeah, and this was more than likely what he was thinking right away as far as, you know, item density is 6 items inside Swamp plus 5-6 crystals, 8 items. This is your best chance at finding it.
Not a bad idea. I mean, a lot of the plays that are being made are very, very solid plays.
But the interesting thing at this point is going to be see what does Makinx do when he gets his hook shot.
I smell a nope out.
Yep, he's going to nope out as well, though.
But remains to be seen if he remembers to check Hookshot Cave, which I don't know if he... No, he's not checking Hookshot Cave either.
He's not going to check either. Yep, he's going to do the same thing. Head right to Swamp. Spooty's going to go back up. Sure, he's going to end up checking Hookshot Cave, and then he's going to finish off Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's not a whole lot they can do with Eastern and Pod being bow-locked, so yeah, having a double dip this time.
But yeah, both runners have actually full cleared the dungeons with the exception of the boss at this point for Eastern and Pod, so nothing's there. So at this point, Bo's either got to be deeper in Turtle Rock, on Green Pendant, behind one of the fetch quest items we still have yet to find, or it's got to be in Thieves Town or Ice Palace. Or Catfish. That still has not been checked.
Or possibly Hookshot Cave. Will Spooty check it? Yeah, he's going to check it now.
Yeah, I would check that first before dipping back into Turtle Rock.
I double dip if you don't have to.
Mushroom.
Could be something that's, well, nothing much directly in Hookshot Cave, but could lead to something, but I don't think Spooty's going to be checking that right away.
Nope, he is going to full clear Turtle Rock first. So, best thing for Makinx right now is there is no bow in here. It's not on the Green Pendant. That the bow is either hiding in, I would say, Thieves Town, actually, because Makinx hasn't checked Thieves Town yet, but Spooty checked the first 4. So Spooty might be more likely to dip into Ice Palace than go into Thieves Town.
Yeah, because I think that might be the routing too if Makinx decides to do it, because of course he's a lot closer than Spooty is anyway. So all you got to do is just nope out and, well, not nope out, but get out and run over there.
We'll see if Makinx makes the same play and does the left side skip, which it looks like that's what he's doing.
And that's definitely going to be a good call from Makin there. We as viewers and commentators know, but Makin has... I can feel the pressure, some of the pressure exuding off of Makin right now, so... Whew, oh boy.
Yep, Makinx getting his butter sword, grabs the big key. He's not going to check the chest.
Butter makes the bosses better. And Bombo... I don't recall what was in that big chest, though, unfortunately.
I almost want to say it was a heart container or a heart piece.
Yeah, I don't know if that may have him dipping back into Swamp for that one, but it remains to be seen.
I think he'll end up going back in, because when you're only one item away from go mode, you really don't want to leave one chest behind.
Precisely.
Gonna get a... Okay, there wasn't anything in Mimic Cave. We'll see what we got here. Just another key.
Big key leads to small key. Key shrinking, folks. That is also a good call. Chat brings up the possibility of Makin going to Meyer is there too.
Yeah, he still needs to clear Myers, so that's probably going to be his next play. So we got Laser Bridge left plus Trinex.
Laser Bridge, the most fun place in Rando for any player. Excuse me while I wipe the sarcasm off my mouth. Spooty having a heck of a time with those lasers there. Oh, and there's the one item you don't want to find when you're looking for that last item, the green rupee again.
Yeah, which I believe the items they found, Trinix has an item. Alright, so bombs are there, so if my prediction was right, then either Trinix has the bow, or Sahasrahla has the bow.
Man, this is not the double dip in a turtle rock that you ever want to make when it's a pendant dungeon. Ouch.
Makinx is actually going to check Fat Fairy first.
Not a bad idea. I love how the super bomb does no damage where regular bombs do.
Yeah, I can stab it on top of the biggest explosion in Hyrule. It's no big deal. Here's this little one. It hurts.
And Spooty making incredibly quick work of that first phase, and no doubt the second is going to be just as fast.
Yep, just as fast. Double spin attack on Trinix and then single slash before he gets his vulnerability, because you can hit the head at that point, and down he goes.
You called it.
I called it.
I don't think Spooty was too happy about that being there, but at just a smidge under 131, we are officially in go mode for Spooty.
Yep, just got to go clear Eastern and Pod.
Yeah, so there's still, there's definitely still some catch-up for Makin, but as I always say, it ain't over until the Fat Fairy sings, so we could be looking at come from behind victory, we may not be. It depends on what the last bit of the game throws at him.
Yeah, and right now Spooty might even feel like he's behind at this point because he did gamble that Turtle Rock wasn't necessary after grabbing the hook shot, thinking that Makinx, I'm going to go in, I'm going to just clear it since I can. And at this point, finding, oh, he's got the bow. Well, more than likely he's in go mode at this point, so I'm probably behind.
Yeah, that's true, and with not really much opportunities to theoretically make up time, pressure may be on execution-wise for him. I don't think they will either, but I wonder if any of them kind of might just check some passing chests for maybe silver arrows. Probably not, but, make it easier.
I mean, considering where they'll be, because Spooty's really going to be in the same boat as, or Makinx will be in the same boat as Spooty, is he'll finish and he'll have his bow and he'll just need to go clear Eastern and Pod that are fully cleared. I think the only chests you're really checking at this point are going to be Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, I would imagine both players are comfortable anyway without serverless, but getting servers, it does help, no matter what kind of skill level you're at.
The only thing that, and this might be one of the reasons why you do end up checking for, chests, you still only have one bottle. You don't have half magic, and right now you are looking at a silverless Ganon. So magic, you go buy a blue potion or a green potion, magic could potentially still be really tight at that point. Especially if you do something like Mist Torch Glitch or anything like that.
Oh, you're right. We really haven't seen that many bottles. I'm still used to seeing 2 or 3 at this point, but just them having one, they've got to be especially careful if they don't find anything. Easy work of Helmasaur there, though, and just the big 50 there. And Makin flying ahead there. Yeah, he's not stopping from anything at this point, and who can blame him?
Yeah, so Spooty's going to go inside Eastern. He's already cleared it out, except for the Armmost Knights, where there is an item. So it could potentially be Silvers or one of the other items he might be looking for there. But other than that, it's going to be more than likely right up to Ganon's Tower.
We'll be having some fun with that one in a bit.
Spooty did not turn in the green pendant. And I honestly don't think he's going to.
Yeah, at this point... Ooh! Whoa! But at least, still making it to Vitreous anyway. Just needs to be very careful.
Yep, only have I think, just green potions, so cannot take another hit.
Got to be very careful with Vitreous's eye beams too, because they've been known to stretch over a lot farther than you expect.
Yep, like that right there.
Ooh,
Yep,
definitely keeping his eyes peeled on him the whole time. My goodness, that was a dicey fight. That was a dicey fight just for having 2 hearts there. But Makin gets through it with no further problems and gets his crystal number 5. And big 20, and Spooty gets his final crystal. So, are you ready and raring to go with this?
Oh yeah, let's get this started.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there are 22 locations that the big key could be in Ganon's Tower. Do make your guesses in now. If you have donated 250 bits or you are a subscriber on any of the Speed Gaming 1 through 6 channels, then you can win leaderboard points today. All runners-up will receive a coupon for a free coffee at Tower of Hera Coffee otherwise. So I'm going to ask you, Link, where do you think it's going to be at?
I'm going to say 17.
17, interesting. I'm going to go with number 8, which traditional routing is the double firebar room. No other fact, I just think it looks like a cool room.
Yeah, if you haven't guessed, go ahead and get your guess in, because as soon as Spooty enters Ganon's Tower, we're going to close the doors to that.
And here we go. Makin going to check Hookshot Cave. Wouldn't that be a hoot if one of them turned in the mushroom while getting safeties, and then that ended up being the silver arrows? I don't think it happened, but wouldn't it be a hoot if it was?
Oh, it totally would be. It would save a little bit of time. With Buttersword, it doesn't save too much time, though.
Nah, the real time saver's really in them silver arrows. All right, here we go. Let's check our numbers. There's our second bottle, at least. So 2 bottles. So, well, that's where all our bottles are hanging out in Hope Room.
Yeah, well, magic's not going to be a problem anymore.
And with Fairy in a bottle, hope will be restored when if and when you get KO'd by Ganon.
All right, Stalfos room next. We got 4 through 7. 4 is 5 rupees. 5 is the compass. 6 is a small key. 7 also a small key.
And this room being like Oscar the Grouch, it really loves its trash. Nice hookshot ready from Spooty, and let's see if my guess is true. No, but I think it loved my guess a little bit, so I lose.
Yep, just a little heart.
And really clever use of the iframes right there to scoot away from those spike traps. Good job, Spooty.
All right. Nope, number 9, just small key.
The key we are not looking for, so we get to check out Rando Room.
$10 through 13. 10's got 50 rupees. 11 is piece of heart. 12 is the arrow upgrade, and well, there's half magic at 13.
Yeah, at least I have it for Ganon, so, you know, not all that bad. Ganon's Tower are usually filled with garbage items intentionally, but I think in this case it's had some pretty useful stuff this time.
You have 2 bottles and half magic? Yeah, I would say so. Next chest up is going to be 14. It's going to be Bob's chest.
Ooh, that was almost an ugly fall there for Spooty. And there's Bob. Hi, Bob.
14 is just another heart piece. Now, something interesting to note, if you look at Spooty's arrow count, he's only at 9 arrows. So he cannot use all of his arrows because he would need them for the Mimic. So he's going to just slash his way to victory.
Not ideal, but with the Butter Sword, it's not a huge time loss. And with the lead he has right now, really not so much of a big deal here.
All right, 5 of the 6 are down. Now just the last one.
And a very, very rude red Armos, but making it through anyway. Let's see if you're... And I think that was 15.
That was 15. It was in its vanilla location.
So, congratulations. If you guess number 15 and you are a subscriber, you get the leaderboard points. If you guessed it right, but you are not, I'll give you 2 coupons.
And congratulations to Neophage for successfully guessing the big key location.
And those BMOs in there showing that they like to laze around. Spooty's gotta be careful. I would not want to lose that fairy here, even if you have it.
Yep, gonna have to be really careful. Barely gets by that last spike.
Not going to be able to use the iframes in the next room to get through with these either, which is going to stink, but ooh, goes through it very well. Anyway, doesn't bother to grab the health upgrade, though.
Yeah, I was expecting him to bonk across to get those fairies, but nope, he's going to go through it. Half a heart.
Gutsy maneuver. Ooh. Especially with the way those BMOs like to lay around, it is probably going to want... There we go. Ouch.
There's the BMOs. Makinx takes down Trinex. Nice clean fight. Gets his bow and green pendant.
Yeah, we still have some places where some catch-up could happen with Makin, though. Does have a big lead, but there is always some trouble at Moldorm 2, a.k.a. whom I have dubbed Moldezuma. There is some Aga 2, which can be finicky with the fireballs, and of course, Ganon himself.
Yeah, and I mean, even something, you don't want to see it, but potentially, you know, at 4 hearts right now, you don't have your any safeties whatsoever as far as health. You've got 2 green potions. Or no, he picked up a blue potion. So he could end up using that, I guess. Probably doesn't want to, but...
Goodness no. But at least have a couple of free hearts there before going up to the floor of Samaria.
Nice magic pickup there.
Now this next room, a lot of people can clear this out pretty quick, make it look easy like here. Let me tell you, it is not. That takes a lot of practice, and a very lucky fairy to boot there for Spooty, so he's got to be feeling some relief there.
Yep, probably very happy to see that.
Gosh, I know I would be. Ooh, gotta be careful. Rude door? No rude door, thankfully.
Alright, just a couple more rooms, then we're going to have Troll Room 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yep, and he's just opening chests at this point, hoping for silvers in these last 4 chests.
Could very well be a possibility, but if not, well, Ganon will tell us later. Oh, extra lucky health refill there. So, no health problems to worry about whatsoever.
Emptying is magic. Not sure why.
Ah,
okay.
Fake powder.
Fake powder on the final chest.
Trying to bless it with good luck. If I had to guess, that's why.
Right, and down goes Helmut Sword King on Makinx's side. Just has almost left, and then he can head up to Ganon's tower. I think that one was just a double.
Yeah, Aga's just throwing some brutal assault this time around. Oh yeah, a couple of easy doubles, and that's all she wrote.
Yep. So down goes Aga 2, just have the big pig Ganon himself now.
And Makin hopping over to Eastern now. And what do we have to say today? Yeah, I agree, Ganon. I'm feeling it. And should make some easy few faces here.
Well, I mean, we've only killed Ganon, what, 1,500 times or so in the last 7 weeks, so...
That's
well,
a,
more
that's
than
a,
that, because I guess each runner, so yeah, a lot more than that then.
Yeah, he's got a feeling like it's Groundhog Day for him. And using that last green potion here, still got to be careful. But this is going to be a pretty exciting fight.
Yep, gonna need, I believe it's 12 spins with Butter Sword or Tempered Sword to finish him off without silvers.
They were in Ganon's Tower after all. Oh, man.
So that means they were on right side or tile room.
And I'm guessing now with that, Spooty is going to unleash the vengeance of 1,000 troll dorms, which is pretty brutal if you consider how troll dorm acts.
Yeah, that is pretty bad. Oh, Spooty attacking a little bit too early. Makinx gets his 7th crystal. He's going to be on his way again in tower here.
I guess if you want to replay a numbers game, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 22. Guess it.
I'm going to go with 15, I think, this time. I got a good feeling about it.
All right. I'll give anyone a second to jump in, and then I'll answer in a few minutes. After this fight. And there goes another hit there. I haven't been able to keep track of how many hits that's been so far.
Yeah, I think it's only a couple more at this point.
There we go. Just one more. That's all she wrote. And with that, my number was 11. And now I can officially say GG to Spooty. We'll have our official time in just a moment. But fantastic play from Spooty here. Well done.
GG to Spooty. And he will finish with an official Speed Racing TV time of 1 hour, 51 minutes, and 32 seconds.
Nicely done, and Makin isn't all that far behind, but the good news is Makin is still in the brackets, so there's nothing to worry about with his position on the line or anything like that.
Yeah, it was just, nothing important writing on this seed, just, that record. Can I make it to 6-1 or am I at 5-2? Doesn't affect your seeding. Seeding is completely random, so there was really nothing writing on the line, just a fun race between two good runners.
And two good runners they are, I tell you. Oh, now they're not even trying with Sahasrar's name.
I mean, that's clearly Batman, right?
Saha, na.
Alright, but looks like we do have... Oh, he's actually here joining us with SpootyBiscuit. GG.
Yeah, GG's.
Ooh, that was a pretty good seed there, though. Stinks about that having a double dip turtle rock there.
Yeah, I was torn for a moment when the hookshot popped down. I'm like, do I leave? Do I keep checking? Like, no, it's probably in Swamp or Pyramid Fairy, right? Like, there's 5 items if I keep going here, or 8 if I go to Swamp. So bailed out. Forgot about Hookshot Cave. Thankfully that didn't bite me, but
yeah, that was me. Of course, it had to be on Try Next if you have to go double dip in a turtle rock. So that was pretty rude in and of itself. Ouch. But just overall, how you feeling? I guess.
Feeling pretty good. I mean, I wasn't too stressed out about this match. It is, last match before bracket phase. We're all guaranteed in at this point, and as far as I know, seeding's random for that phase. So just kind of whatever. Just took it easy, had some fun.
Sounds good, because there's going to be a whole lot of bracket here coming up. So you feeling ready for it?
Sort of. Maybe. I don't know. Hopefully. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, naturally pressure's on, but I think just that's a given at this point. So, but at least if I don't get a chance to say it to you later on, good luck. Oh, goodness. But yeah, definitely a fun seed there.
Yeah, the good old loaded pendant turtle rock. With its medallion locked behind Lumberjack, you know, no less.
I mean,
So,
at least
really,
you had to kill
threw a
Aga.
loop. Yeah, at least we already had to kill Aga, but that really threw me for a loop where it's Boots on Death Mountain to go down for Quake to come back up for Bow and Hookshot. Like that was quite a thing. And also, I really hope chat appreciated my my validation. I put a little extra magic into it, you know.
I did catch that. I was like blessing it for good luck there.
Yeah, I know how much you guys love your validation chest, so.
I'm always curious to see what's in that last one at the end of it. Though, speaking of chests, Ganon's tower was pretty loaded. How did you feel when Ganon told you it wasn't there after all?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, with how few locations were left, I'm not surprised. Like, I was looking at, you know, there were 6 spots in Ganon's tower I didn't check. There were 2 in Thieves Town, 3 in Ice Palace, and then there was like Green Pendant, Mushroom, and Catfish. So it was like about like a little bit less than 50% odds. So it wasn't surprising, but it was kind of, you know, kind of annoying that I had nearly had to like, you know, had to go all the way to Ice Armos, and then Silvers were apparently in there somewhere, but I didn't even get them.
Yeah, it was almost like he was being villainous, hiding them there, and just so you could go, why?
Yeah, and I usually go right side first if I get a small key on the first 2 right chests, but yeah, just the right side chest being the safety loaded, you know, portion of the tower with the fairy bottle and the green bottle.
Is that what led you to go left side then, or did you just I don't know, what was your thought at that point there?
Oh yeah, when there's no keys on the right side, it's like, well, I could do tile room, I guess. Like, maybe I should have. But, you know, if nothing else, just for the fun of it. But, yeah, when there's no small keys, I just bail left side. So, pretty standard, again, tower routing. Just, of course, then I get to Ice Armos and realize, oh, I have, like, no arrows. And, at least Buttersword came in there.
Yeah, thankfully many bosses are weak to the power of Buttersword's cholesterol, so not that much to worry about there, thankfully. Link, do you have anything?
I was trying to think there was something, but I can't remember it now. I should have wrote it down.
Yeah, fair enough. That happens to me too. I can't think of too many things. If you want to stay and join us for a few minutes as Makinx working his way through Ganon's tower, feel free to. If you get your own thoughts.
I was really hoping I could have made it through the whole gauntlet on the half a heart, but second room kind of told me there.
Yeah, unfortunately, as we all know, Beamos likes to laze around in all the wrong ways. But I gotta say, that really would have been impressive. I was kind of rooting for you at that point. I was like, wow, that is a really gutsy maneuver. I like it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I knew I had the fairy bottle from the basement, but I'm like, oh man, I sure hope I'm giving, you know, like some number of people who are watching a heart attacks who don't remember that.
I was worried that was happening on your end, I think, if I recall correctly.
Oh yeah, no, I knew that, you know, I had the blue potion and the fairy bottle, so it's like, okay, you know, if this doesn't go well, I've just got a fairy revival, and if it continues to go badly after that, I have the blue potion, so, you know, wasn't too worried about it.
Cool, cool. And let's see, yeah, he's making his way right toward Moldorm 2 about now here. Let's hope there's no Moldezuma's Revenge, as I have dubbed it. And here we go. Ooh, nearly getting the dash strat in. Ow! Rats. Moldezuma's revenge again. Ouch. I always say it's really crappy because when you get in a close fight and you fall at Moldorm 2, it's a pretty crappy thing to have happen. Oh yes, and your bonus prize of 100 rupees as well. And here we go at Aga 2 again now. And just a single on that one, unfortunately. Ooh, gotta be careful there. Down to 3 hearts now.
I think he still has his fairy though, so even if he takes a death, he'll be okay.
Oh, and yeah, he'll be okay anyway. That was a really sweet triple. Gasp, it was Ganon all along. Spooty, did you know that before that happened? That it was Ganon all along?
Well, you just, it's randomizer. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, heck, for all we know, that could have been Vitreous rising up from the, from Agon in there.
I was expecting Ridley, to be honest.
Ooh, I like how you think, Mr. Man.
And this isn't hybrid. We haven't started the tournaments for that yet.
Yet.
It has been fun to mingle in, I'll admit, but Makin is making his quick way through the first 3 phases of Ganon now.
Yep, already through the first 2.
Ooh, nice dodge there. That was a close one. At least the teleports are synced up for the players. If they're always synced up, or is it just on that first one?
It's on the first one if they take a fall or a death, because it kind of just goes in a pattern, and then when you come back, it just picks up.
Okay, fair enough. And Makin getting that torch glitch in, too. Be careful, Makin.
2 strikes.
Please don't fall out on the 3rd strike.
Nope, skip that, went to 4.
Oh, my heart always gets pounding whenever... I know he has a fairy and everything, but at 3 hearts, my heart is always pounding anyway, so... It's the thrill of the race, and I love that thrill of the race, let me tell you. Oh, and a little early on that one, but that's okay. We can still make up... Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Nice hit right there.
I think we need like 2 or 3 more spins. Yep.
There we go. And Ganon goes invisible, embarrassed at his loss, but there's nothing embarrassing about this one here. Makin clears it up with a very respectable time of roughly 2 minutes and 4 seconds in there. Don't have the official time yet, but we'll get that in just a second.
Makinx finishes with an official Speed Racing TV time of 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 6 seconds. GG.
Absolutely, GG, and I hope he comes right on in for the interview. I'd love to speak with him. But that was still no short of an exciting race by two very, very skilled competitors, and I expected nothing less, but I was absolutely happy with what I got here.
Yep, it's a great race, and looks like we do have Makinx in the waiting room, so we're going to go ahead and grab him.
Sweet.
And we're joined by Makinx. GG for completing the seed.
Yes, indeed, GG. Oh, yeah, we're getting something there.
Oh, wait a minute. My mic wasn't plugged in right. Hey, guys.
Yep. There we go.
Hey, no
Sorry.
big deal. I thought you were doing
Hey.
Morse code with us. How you doing?
No. My mic was plugged in. Yeah, I'm all right. But it was pretty obvious where this went wrong, of course. I completely forgot about Lake Hylia Island, the flute. So I was running around thinking I forgot a location. Which
Yeah,
I did, but I was just not checking that one.
Hey, you know what? It happens. No big deal. You are still in the brackets anyway. You did very well regardless. Though I mean, the time's still a very respectable time.
It's pretty decent. I don't know how much time I wasted with looking for the flute, but because I did that, I made some choices that I maybe normally would not have made, like that early turtle rock dip with so many other things open. Probably would not have done that otherwise. But it worked out. Kind of worked out. I got the hook shot and then mirrored out. Shouldn't have done that.
I did the same thing here.
Yeah, I figured. Otherwise, you would have finished way earlier even.
Yes, the good old, like, there's no way it's that loaded, right? Right?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. So, yeah. And also, I had to make some play, so I figured I'm going to go hustle it out of here and go to Swamp right away and hope I find the bow in there so I can get go mode. That was the plan, but it didn't work out for me. That was the only way I could get even close to you, if it was kind of like that, so.
Yeah, I was kind of having the same thought process. Like, just took me forever to find the six shot. Need to start clearing crystal dungeons, and now hopefully they have the the items I need. But
yeah, I assume you also went in Thieves Town. I mean,
front four didn't finish it though.
Okay. I never even went in there. I mean, I had to make gambles to make up for time.
Yeah, that's understandable if you were if you missed that flute for a while.
Yeah, and it's the second time I missed the Lake Haley Island. I missed it in my match against TGH as well. And both times it had like something super important.
We all have
really stupid.
Those locations. For me, it's Pyramid Ledge.
Yeah, this is apparently my Achilles heel.
I think my own personal, just kind of jumping in with that, for some reason, I never think about Skull Woods. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, everyone has something, yeah. But I made a point of remembering the flute was there, and then I still forgot, so I don't know what was wrong with me. I shouldn't do these late night races. I mean, it's like 2 a.m. here over here now.
Oh, wow. I'm digging you. That is pretty late.
Yeah.
But
it's
at least,
okay.
But yeah, Morgan, hey, you're still in the brackets at least.
Yeah.
That's still a good thing. How ready are you feeling for it?
Well, this wasn't a very good start. A very confident start for it, but I don't know. Start with a clean slate, I guess, next week.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, get those nerves out of the way and go forth and conquer, I say.
Yeah, well, I wasn't nervous or anything. I was just, I don't know, I was a scatterbrain.
Yeah, you know what I mean, I think.
Just silly. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. It's best of 3, so, in the brackets you can afford to lose a match like this, and then you're still not out. So, just don't do it twice.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing a whole lot of bracket going on here after this week, so I'm definitely looking forward to see what you two do again.
Yeah, same here.
Anything further you want to add, Link? I don't want to take all your thunder away.
I guess I'll apologize to both runners because I might have called the bow and Turtle Rock like 45 minutes into the seed when you had like all the items to go there, except we didn't know what was the access to Turtle Rock.
Yeah. Well, I kind of figured the bow was in there, but yeah, still, I just couldn't afford making a point.
I mean, I was calling from pretty early on that some sort of progression was in Turtle Rock. I just unfortunately didn't quite make the call that it was both the hookshot and the bow.
No, I mean, how could you? Just do it. It was so early, the hookshot. If it was later on, I mean, I would have finished the dungeon, but it was like the fire lock to the room and the right. Yeah, so
it's right there, and you're like, well, that opens up, 8 items counting Pyramid Fairy, or I could just keep going here and get like 4.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So let's all angrily point at Sir Link a lot and give him a very big frown.
I'll go behind the building, everybody, and I'll wait to get burned. It's okay.
All right, sure. Crazy Chicken Lady's hut is a good place to hide, so there's that for you.
All right, thank you guys for commentating this match.
Hey, thanks for racing. It was great to watch you go, and I can't wait to see what you both do in the brackets. Thanks for spending some time chatting with us.
All right, no problem. See you guys around.
Mm-hmm. And thanks to you guys, and as well to the restreamer and the tracker. It's always a lot to keep up with. And of course to the organizers and everything as always. So been having a lot of fun, and I'm sure that won't stop with the bracket stage.
Hey, glad to have you on board. Thanks so much. Anything further you want to bring us out with, Link?
No, just if you enjoyed what you saw, definitely give both runners a follow, as well as all the Speed Gaming channels, Speed Gaming 1 through 6, and then Link to the Past randomizers 1 through 4. If you're looking for some more randomizer, we did have a couple matches just start up at 8 o'clock. We had Layra GG versus Cova 46 over on Speed Gaming 4, as well as Edgeworth versus Jay Meisher over on Speed Gaming 1. If you're looking for something a little bit different than Rando, Speed Gaming's got that for you too. Not just right now, but 9 o'clock there's some Link to the Past NMG, as well as some Bloodborne All Bosses. So plenty of randomizer and everything else for you here on Speed Gaming.
I like it. Plenty to see indeed. And so with that, I think I want to give my thanks to Speed Gaming. Like Link said, make sure you follow Speed Gaming 1 through 6 and ALTTP Randomizer 1 through 4. Plenty of great stuff for you to see for the rest of the week and in the bracket stage. Definitely get hyped for that. I want to thank Dusame, I probably butchered your name again, I'm sorry, for doing the tracking. Tracking is not an easy job, and she did fantastic with it, so thank you so much for that. I want to thank Link for coming with me, a great commentary partner. And I also want to give my final thanks to Chat. Chat, we would be nothing without you. Thanks for coming, and thanks for always making it a good time. It's always glad to have you on board here. And with that, I'm Rick.
And I'm Link a lot.
Okay, good. Sorry, didn't want to talk over you. But you all have a great rest of your night, whether it's watching more Rando or doing what you do. You take care.